What are these titles? I did not try to freeze him. And by the way, it's not like I'm torturing these guys. They're in a 103-degree hot tub. All I said is turn it down 5 degrees. 5 degrees, okay? It's not freezing them out of it. Okay, he depicts it like this. It's just so crazy. It's just not what I sound like. He makes me sound like a psycho, okay? Just heads up.
No, sorry. 2 nights ago, Shroud had a birthday party.
Yeah?
Shroud turned 31 years old. Happy birthday to Shroud. Feels birthday, man.
Happy birthday,
in the
Shroud.
Chat for Shroud.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Friend of the stream, Shroud, who we are going to do a bro vs. bro against at some point. We actually even talked about it.
Cool.
And I was invited. Yes, that's why I'm bringing it up. I was invited, and I went along with Cutie to Shroud's birthday party. And other streamer, I show up, and I find a bunch of other streamer friends who are at this birthday party. And Shroud has great home, but importantly, a pool.
A pool.
And
a beautiful pool.
So I didn't bring a swim trunk.
Stunning.
I didn't really think about it. A few of the people at the party start coming up with this idea to hop in the pool. Mm-hmm. Now, context, for Shroud's 30th birthday party, nobody went in the pool except for one. Me. I jumped in.
Did I not get invited last year? Because I don't have a recollection of his 30th birthday. Damn. That's fine.
With my clothes on. Because I was dared to. And I was the only person to jump in the damn pool.
Maybe I was busy. It must have been.
Wait,
it was the Fallout one. There was no birthday at his... Oh, maybe it was like a private... Never mind.
This year, the vibes seem to have shifted. I think the water heater was on. It was quite warm in the pool. And really, it was almost spearheaded by someone you guys might know. Do you guys know Fuslie?
Hi.
Leslie? She was the one spearheading the idea to go into the pool and riling people up and basically creating a crew to do so.
I don't think it's crazy he says this, but I don't think I did. Why would I rally a group of people to go in the pool if I am not going in the pool? Like, it doesn't sound like something I would, like, for sure not do because, like, I want my friends to be happy, right? And obviously this pool is beautiful. And if I'm looking at it, I'm like, someone's got to use the pool. So I guess I could have said that. But I just don't specifically remember saying this to him. But he seems so sure that I said it that I'll let him have this one.
And it ends up being...
I probably did. Like, I didn't spearhead it. It was more of like a suggestion.
Being Tarek, Elam, Toast, and John, a Spooky, who all go in the pool. And I'm hearing all these people go, and I go, you know what? If I could borrow a pair of Shroud's shorts, I'll also hop in with them. It sounds like a nice time. So we all hop in, and we start shooting the shit. We're talking about all sorts of nonsense. I'm trying to get Tarek to go to Wii Spa with me. He's saying, "Bro, stop trying to ask to see my penis." Really good conversation there.
They talk about this a lot, I feel.
And then who comes over to the pool side? But Leslie. Leslie comes over to the pool. She goes, "Hey guys."
Okay, don't sound like that. 1, 2. I didn't just come over to them. I risked my life coming over to them. Okay, because there's there's water, and I have to hop over water onto this tiny ledge, and then I'm like standing on the corner of the pool like this, like risk. I'm potentially gonna fall in. Okay, just yeah. Okay, so I'm risking my life for this moment. And I did not say, "Hey guys." Okay, I was more like, oh shit, maybe I was like, "Hey guys." Hey. Okay, I don't sound like however he sounds. Okay, I don't sound
Leslie.
like that.
Leslie comes over to the pool. She goes, "Hey guys."
Hey guys.
What are you doing?
Shit.
And we all look at each other. We're like, well, we're chilling in the pool. She goes, "Okay, do you guys want to get out soon?" And we're like, it's only been like 10 minutes.
Lies. It was at least 30 minutes at this point. Long enough for people to ask where they were or just like, hey, like, haven't seen him in a bit. 10 minutes is at least 30. Okay, in my initial memory, I thought it was an hour. Like, I was like, where the heck are these guys? Anyways,
We'll
whatever.
probably be in here for a little longer. She goes, okay. And then she walks away. And we start talking again. You know, I'm talking to Toast, and he's like, if I made 30K from that GM stream, how much did you make? And then before I could tell him I wasn't going to answer the question, Fuslie comes back over. And she goes, hey,
Okay,
guys.
this makes it sound like they had one sentence of conversation from when I left to when I came back. I gave them at least another 10 minutes. 10 minutes of full-on boy talk, convo, do whatever you want. Okay, I was socializing, okay? Remember when Grims came into my chat 2 days ago? Okay, he said, nice meeting you at the party. Okay, I was making friends. I was making friends with people. I was socializing. I had said hi to lots of people at the party, cracking jokes. Okay, it wasn't like I left, one sentence happened, and then I come right back. I was maybe seeing a little clingy, okay? I had my own fun too, okay? And it was less so about me feeling like FOMO and more about wanting them to have a good time with everyone else at the party, okay?
Guys. And we go, hey. And she goes, probably time to get out, isn't it? And we go, no.
I didn't say that.
And she's like, what if you got out in 5 minutes? And I'm starting to get the idea that she has FOMO.
I don't
Now, to
have
be
FOMO.
fair,
So insane.
the life of a woman is much harder to lead than the life of a man when we talk about getting into a stranger's pool.
It's true.
Because I can just get a pair of shorts from Shroud and hop on in. But she wouldn't need a bikini, and it'd be much harder to match the size of it. Like, I can fit in basically any size shorts. Doesn't truly matter.
This is true. This is true.
Her ask is much higher, and it's much more involved of a problem.
What? What does that even mean? Her ass is much higher? I'm glad that everyone in his chat is also clocking that.
First place.
Because that made, what? Never mind. My ass is high. I was not high.
So we
Not
say,
high.
we're going to chill in for a bit. Sorry, we'll come out in a moment. She goes, okay.
Her ask is much higher. No. Well, you know what?
To get rock hard at a public onsen to make your meat appear bigger because everybody would just make fun of you for being hard.
Sounds so nasally. Have you hear this? And then you hear when Harrison imitates me, he goes like this. I don't have a nasally voice, do I? I don't have a nasally voice.
And she goes, okay, so when are you guys getting out? How about 5 minutes? And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay. She's trying to have a couple of drinking buddies. All right. Tarek and Elam, we're throwing a couple shots back. She's trying to hang.
Tarek and Elam, I baited them into trying an AMF, okay? This is a classic, disgusting beverage, okay? You don't get an AMF unless you it's like a frat boy drink, okay? You mix 4 alcohols together all the way to the top of a cup, and then you add in a splash of, what is it, grenadine or something? It's blue. It's foul. But I felt like it was part of the kind of American experience. And the funny thing is, I was talking to the bartender about an AMF, and he's like, I judge anybody who orders an AMF. And I was like, as you should. And then I turned around and I was like, Ellen, you should try an AMF. He's like, what's that? And I was like, you should try it. It stands for adios, motherfucker. It's a good one. It's a good one. And he's like, I'll get one if Tarek gets one. And so they both got one, and they're like, bro. Anyway, so that's what he's referencing.
Drinking buddies.
They were throwing something
get
out.
it.
It's
And
so
I
gross.
said, Leslie, I'll tell you something. It's actually kind of chilly in this hot tub. And if you can help, go talk to Shroud, tell him to up the temperature of the hot tub a little bit. We'll get out of here in 15 minutes. And that's a guarantee.
This did happen.
And she goes, oh, okay, I can do that. And she scattles off. And we sit there.
Yeah.
And, not to complain about sitting in an awesome hot tub, but the temperature was equivalent to the temperature of a
Someone goes, you're the asshole. Thank you, Pasta Mystic. Thank you.
bath when you're ready to get out. It is cooled
Bro, actually a jackass. Actually sent her on an NPC quest. Real ones.
down at this point, right? It is not. It's not that awesome warm temp when you get in. It's You're almost not getting out because you don't want to deal with the cold air on your skin, not because it's super awesome and warm inside. You know?
Tepid.
I love that word. It's tepid. It's tepid. Well, a few minutes pass and Leslie doesn't come around.
I'm out of there.
And I say to them, dude, you know what she probably did? I say this like literally as a joke. I go, she probably goes to Shroud. She says, drop the temperature a few degrees to freeze us out of the pool. And then 5 minutes pass and the pool gets colder. And a little colder.
It's too good.
And I go, what? Do you guys... And eventually I think it's like Elam, and he kind of breaks this knowledge we all had, but we're somehow scared to say. He goes, guys, is it colder? And we're all like, yeah, it is a little colder. It did not get warmer, which was our expectation. We thought it was getting warmer because that was the deal.
I'm so happy he's retelling this because I didn't see it from this perspective. So, because from my perspective, like, yes, I went immediately. Like, the second he goes, can you ask Mike to turn up the temperature a little bit because it's a bit chilly? My immediate thought was, oh, I'm making it colder. And I said, okay. And then I went and immediately I found him and I was like, hey, the guys love the hot tub, but it is a bit like hot for them. So I think 5 degrees, like down, if it's okay. And he's like, Mike is so genuine. He's like, oh my God, 103 degrees is actually like, that's actually so hot. Oh, that is my bad. And I was like, yeah, just 5 degrees, you're good. And I walk off. So I left after that. I couldn't go back because if I go back, it looks like I'm like waiting for something. So I'm happy that I get to kind of get the guy, like this little POV. Good guy, Shroud. No, he was so genuine, which made me feel a bit bad. I won't lie.
And so we call Leslie over and she goes, hey guys. Or no, sorry, that's not me. Let me correct myself. Shroud comes over.
Yes.
Shroudy Rowdy comes over. And he goes, sorry about that. And bear in mind, it's this guy's birthday. And I'm like, sorry for what? And he's like, I didn't realize we had set the hot tub to 103. That is crazy hot. So we dropped it down to 98 for you guys. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, no, Leslie came over and told me it was scorching in there. And, well...
I did not say scorching, okay? I did not say scorching. I just said it was uncomfortably hot for them, okay?
I'm just sorry if we made it a little too hot. I just set it to a number I thought was right. And I go, Mike. And he goes, call me Shroud, please. And I go, sorry, Shroud.
Insane.
That's insane. Because we want the opposite thing to happen. In fact, we're thinking, guys, am I right? It was a little bit cold in the hot tub. And he goes, what? And I was like, yeah. And then I got backed up. And Terry's like, yeah, it's honestly, dude, honestly, it's a little cold, no? And then Toast would hop in and he'd be like, guys, it's a 6-pack. And then I was like, well, can you maybe make it 106 degrees? And he goes, that's so weird. Leslie must have got it wrong. And he goes off to increase the temperature of the tub. And right after that, you know, we call over Leslie.
Uh-oh.
We go, Leslie! She goes, what? We go, hey, funny conversation just happened with Shroud. And she goes, oh. And
I fessed up.
Honest to God, tried to freeze us out the hot tub so that we would get out to hang out with her earlier. Something that I predicted she would do in a small, dark, evil crevice of my mind that sees the worst in people. And boy, did she smash that part out the park. God damn.
I had good intentions. I wanted them to have fun. You know, when you get locked into one spot of a party, you only have so much time with your friends. What, 3-4 hours at a party where you get to see, I don't know, a lot of people you haven't seen in a long time. And if you can spend the entire 3 to 4 hours locked away with 3 to 4 people. It's great. It's good time. But I was looking out for the better of them and for the rest of the party. I was like, people want to talk to you. You want to talk to people. It's really comfortable in the hot tub. Sometimes you never want to go out. I was going up to them doing raisin finger checks, okay? I was like, hey, show me your hands. You know? And their hands were pruny, so pruny. I could see them from 6 feet away, and I haven't got my eyes checked in a while. Like my contacts are slightly expired, and I could see the pruniness on those fingers. And so I'm also looking out. That's how long they were in it, and that was my first visit, by the way. The very first time I went over, and I said, "Hey guys, how much longer are you guys gonna be in there?" And then they're like, "Oh, they're just chilling." And then I said, "Wait, can I see your hands? Like, it feels like you guys have been in there a while." And then they're like, "Oh, we're fine." And I was like, "No, like let me see." And then they flipped. I did let the boys be boys. I let them be the boys for what, an hour and a half. They were in there forever. So yeah, eventually something had to be done about it. And I took matters into my own hands. Okay. I had to. I don't think it was a dick move. I think it had to be done. And they got out and socialized and had a great time. Okay. Anyways, so W fun police. Wait, was I being the fun police? The boys had the boys time. Okay. Anyways, at this party also, we hung out. We got to catch up with Miz for a while. So that was he moved to LA. So I got to see him see, guys, I was social. Between all of this, I was mingling. I was like, boom, 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 boom. Meeting new people. I was eating pizza. I hung out in Hannah's room, hung out with her cats, saw Cutie, and I don't even know. Just mingling around, okay? So, anyways, I would have left them, but you do you. I wanted to socialize, okay? And I thought it was funny. I thought that it was funny. And I like to laugh. Okay, I like to make myself laugh. And it was my own little prank, okay, that I giggled at. And I was getting an immense kick out of it. Okay, I like talking to Shroud, just him. And I was like, the guys are a little hot in the hot tub. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, if you could turn it down 5 degrees, it'd be so great. Happy birthday, by the way. And he's like, no problem. Oh, my God. What am I thinking? 130 degrees, so hot. And I was like, I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No, I was laughing so hard inside, but there's no one around to enjoy that with me. I didn't, like, go to anybody else, by the way, and, like, tell them what I did. I was just, like, waiting. I was just waiting for something to happen. And then eventually they're like, hey, Leslie. And I was like, hello. And then I fessed up, okay? It's for the love of the game, okay? I'll say it. And you know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Not one bit. And Lud would have done the same. And you know how I know is because he thought that. He thought it. When he said have Mike turn up the temperature, the first thought that jumped in my mind was, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna turn it down. Like, and he thought it too, which means it's not that crazy. In fact, I remember thinking, oh my God, he's basically telling me to turn down the temperature. He's telling me to. In like a, do you know what I mean? Like I'm on the same wavelength. I get you. No, do you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that. I'm just saying, like, we had the same brain in that moment. Okay, he knew. Okay, anyways, I had to make sure you guys had the right, like, story on that, because some of it just simply, wasn't true. I'm not gonna lie, I would turn down the temp for funsies. Thank you. I mean, it's not like I turned it down like 60 degrees and like actually froze him out of the pool. It was like 5 degrees, 98. Come on, finish it. Wait, there's more? Okay. No, that's the wrong clip. That's Valkyrie finding out about Squeak's lore. Not that one. Not that one. Okay. It's this one. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay.
No, told me it was scorching in there. Well, no.
His impressions are pretty good.
So that we would get out to hang out with her earlier. Something that I predicted she would do in a small, dark, evil crevice of my mind that sees the worst in people, and boy, did she smash that part out the park.
Yeah, I
God
did. And I'd do it again.
And at that point, because he had made the tub colder, it was taking so long to heat back up, not just to the temperature it was, but to a hotter temperature that we just got out.
It worked.
And you know what her first thought is when we get out?
What is it?
Yay, let's get drinks. Son of a bitch. She won, bro.
I did.
She won. And I'm in this tepid water at this awesome 31-year-old man's birthday party. Wishing I never damn went in. Because the only reason I went in is because of Leslie. Anyway, she's on Hood Watch now. Leslie is on Hood Watch. Mark my words.
Job well done.
So she's mean. I wouldn't call her mean because of this. I would say she is a conniving
Ludwig
drunk.
is like my older brother, trash at everything
Hey,
he does,
this is
but we
good.
support
He didn't call
him.
me an evil conniving bitch. You know, this is
What was that? She's a conniving drunk. She has
evil.
almost, what do you call
plans.
them? Schemes. That's a great word. She has schemes. She's a schemer. I think manipulative is too aggressive. I think the stakes are too high for the word manipulative. I would argue this is more of a scheme. This is like something Dr. Doofenshmirtz would do.
Who's
It's
Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
mischievous what she does.
Is he cool? Is that good? Is it like a compliment to be called Dr. Doofenshmirtz? His name is kind of, it's not giving. If you okay, Phineas and Ferb, but like he's like a good, like a smart villain. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I don't know where to begin to spell this. Never mind.
It's mischievous, like a cartoon villain. A plot. It's a plot. It was a plot. I don't know if I would go.
I don't think I deserve the label villain. Okay. It was more like a prank. I'm a prankster. Okay. That's it. I'm not a villain.
As far as to say dastardly, but it was a plot. Surely it was a plot. She's a mustache twirler.
A mustache twirler. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Schmertz? Like this? Someone said I had the looks too. I don't look like this guy, but I guess his energy, like this, he does look like he's scheming. I will take it as a compliment. He looks like a smart guy. Oh, he's cooking up something in that head. He's cooking.
Like Osama bin Laden.
Stop comparing
You did
me.
have a
This is the second time he's compared me to Osama bin Laden, and I'm not down with it.
Tone it down a little bit. Just
A
little bit
lot.
under that. Keep Osama in mind. Go one notch below. Maybe KSM. Anyway, party was fun. Shout out Shroud. Happy birthday, that boy.
Shout out Shroud. Okay.